Hi friends, welcome to the Chickadee Knitting Club. My name is Caitlin, and today we're going to learn how to cast on left-handed style. Casting on is the process of getting the yarn onto your needles so that you can knit with it. And like in my right-handed casting on video, I want to let you guys know that, at least for me, when I was learning how to knit, casting on was the most difficult part of learning how to knit. So if you've got a friend or someone in your family who knows how to knit, I'd recommend asking them to cast on your first few projects for you, just so you can focus on learning how to knit, and then you can come back to casting on when you're ready. But just because it's difficult does not mean that it's impossible. I believe in you, and that's what this video is for, to teach you how to cast on so that you can be comfortable and confident when you do it. So let's get into it. To cast on, you just need yarn and needles. For this method, you only need one needle, so you can take the other one and set it off to the side. The first step is deciding where you want to cast on. As you remember, this method is called the long tail cast on, so you're going to need a nice long tail. You don't want it to be too short, or you'll have a very short project, but you also don't want it to be too long and end up with more yarn than you can handle. For most projects, I just like to pull the yarn to my elbow. And that gives me a long enough tail for most of the stuff I like to do. Now that we've decided where we want to start casting on, we're going to make a slip knot right at that point. The way I do it is I take my finger in the yarn and twist it so that there's a little X right there. You can hold on to the X as you put your crab pinchers right through there. Make sure you can still see where the X is. Reach over the top, pinch the yarn there, and pull. Ta-da! You've got a slip knot. If that was a little confusing for you, there are plenty more videos on YouTube that can help teach you, or you can ask a friend or grown-up that knows how to do it for you. Next, we're going to hold on to that and grab our needle, because it's time to put the yarn onto the needle. Just slip it there, grab the two tails, and tug until it's snug, but you can still move the needle back and forth freely. And guess what? That little loop right there is your very first stitch. Congratulations! I'm going to take your needle and hold both strands in your fist. See the gap that the two strands make? While still holding on, poke through with your crab pinchers and spread them out. Turn your hand so that it kind of makes a slingshot here. With your hand still held like a slingshot, you can see that there's 3 strands. 1, 2, and 3. And take the point of your needle, go under number 1, over number 2, and number 3. Go underneath number 3. And you see that little window or hole or gap or whatever you want to call it? Poke it right through that gap, and then let go with your thumb. Take your crab pinchers again and spread them a bit to once again make the loop on there snug yet easy to move. You've made your second stitch. Let's try that again. Pull like a slingshot. Go under number 1, over 2 and 3, under number 3, and through that loop. Drop it through your thumb and tug. Under, over, under, through the loop, drop, and tug. Under, over, under, through the loop, drop, and tug. Under, over, under, through the loop, drop, and tug. over, under, through the loop, drop, and tug. You can see now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches. I recommend for your very first project to cast on as many stitches as years old you are. So if you're 7 years old, 7 stitches is perfect for you. But if you're like me and you're just a kid at heart, I'd recommend 10 to 15, depending on what you're comfortable with. If you've made it this far, I have full confidence in you that you will be a capable knitter. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful in teaching you how to cast on. And feel free to use it however you need. So if you've got to rewind, or rewatch, or pause in certain places, do that as many times as you have to be comfortable and confident with casting on. And if you need help, you are more than welcome to ask questions in the comments below, and myself or another helpful friend here can help you out. And speaking of questions, this video's question is, if you could have a treehouse anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? Feel free to share your answers in the comments below. Stay tuned for next week, where we'll be jumping into knitting for lefties. See you then.